You're not just living a life. You are a soul that's ancient and so wise and chose to incarnate here, not just to learn, but to remember. Hey, I'm Allison Carmany from Soulful Evolution, where we help awaken the truth within. I'm your host, guide, and a fellow traveler on this path of evolving our soul, the Soulful Evolution. So today we're going to go over who you really are, and we're going to go deep, so get ready. You are not who you think you are. You're not your name, your body, your job title, your personality. You're something far greater, something they don't want you to know. A multidimensional being of divine intelligence encoded with galactic truth, cosmic truth. And this has been hidden from us and suppressed, but now it's finally safe and time for us to remember who we are and why we came here. So you're not here to chase success, you're here to embody remembrance. And you're actually not here from planet Earth. You volunteered to come down here during this specific time, which is the awakening of all the souls on the planet that are ready to awaken. What I'm going to go into isn't theory, it's actually facts backed by ancient wisdom, science, and the quantum field. So you are a fractal of source consciousness. We came from source energy. Some people might want to call it God, universal consciousness, whatever it is. It's source energy where we were whole, we were with oneness. And if you take, say, the ocean, and you think of the ocean, and you can't separate the ocean, right? We're just droplets from the ocean. If God is the ocean, we're just droplets from God. So we can't be anything different than that because we came from that. So if you have to think about that, we descended down. So instead of ascending, we descended down into separation, into our five senses and this world to experience reality. We decided that we wanted to do that so we could experience life, we could feel, we could touch, we could see, right? Because when we were with oneness, we were just love, and that's all we were. And we didn't have the duality, which we have down here in the 3D plane. We exist in this 3D world where we have ego and we're separate and we're disconnected. And we exist where we're connected back to source, back to oneness, because our higher self is connected back into soul, back into spirit. And so now it's time for us to bridge that gap between living this 3D life, going about things that we have to do here, and being connected back into source, being connected back into spirit. Every ancient text, from the Emerald Tablets to the Bhagavad Gita, tells us the same story. You are the universe experiencing itself in human form. They refer to it as God power, the spark of the divine, embedded into all your cells, capable of creation, which we are creating beings through us, healing and transcendence. So you're not in the universe, you are the universe, localized as a human being. I want you to just close your eyes for a second. I want you to feel the space behind your thoughts. Feel the field around you. That's not your mind. That's you connected to the truth, the infinite observer. See, the thoughts aren't in the mind. The thoughts are connected to the quantum field, but we have been disconnected in understanding that. And why you keep forgetting is not because you're broken or unclear. It's because you were built on a planet with built-in amnesia technology. They've got a lot of technology to keep us disconnected, and you are not meant to remember it all at once. It'd be too much. You wouldn't be able to handle it if they removed the veil and you actually saw what reality was. So as your mission unfolds here on planet Earth, it's going to unfold in layers, and each layer requires a new level in your nervous system, embodiment and integration. And that's from when we read something in a book, we're getting knowledge, we're getting information, but when we apply that information, it's wisdom. That's embodiment and integration of that information. And that's what we're here, a mission to do here on planet Earth, is to embody that new frequency, embody that new wisdom that we've already known, but coming back to remember. Instant full remembrance could short circuit your current body system. And so you're awakening at the rate that your soul has planned to. When it came down here, it contracted is to things that you wanted to learn, things that you wanted to experience. And you are going through that at the time, exactly the right timing. And the forgetting is also a part of the activation. So every time you remember again, your signal gets stronger. It's like an attunement process, remembering, forgetting, remembering deeper, forgetting, remembering the truth. And it creates the resonance in the field that others can feel. You came in a grid that was already designed to distort. That's the matrix, right? The 3D Earth matrix was encoded to pull your attention outward. Look at all the things happening out here, and to feed into the limitations, like I'm not enough, I don't deserve this. And you got drowned in that noise. And every time you forget, it's because you've been hooked into the illusion again. The human believes in all those limited beliefs, but the spirit is unlimited. It's connected into unconditional love. And so when we buy into these stories, they are part of the human thing that's designed to disconnect us. And it's a systemized process from birth through all our organizations, education, media, society is all designed to keep you in the illusion and keep you hooked in. But every time you reclaim your truth, you break more of that illusion for everyone you're connected to. You are a starseed. A starseed is a soul that originated from another star system. So out in the galaxy, another dimension or another planet that incarnated down here on Earth to help raise the planet's consciousness and bring healing and transformation. If you're watching this, you are most likely a starseed, because the normal people out there, the NPCs, are not watching this video. And you weren't called to this vibrationally, this video, if you are not a starseed. Dolores Cannon, she was a hypnosis that put a lot of people, hundreds of people, under regression. And she uncovered something very wild, that many of us volunteered to come to Earth to assist during this massive shift in consciousness. And she talked about 3 waves of people. So you chose to incarnate here now, bringing codes, gifts, and memories. So codes are the information from Atlantis, Lemuria, Egypt, all those ancient lineages. You brought those, you're bringing those in your being. People experience them when they're with you, and as you're continuing to evolve through your healing, you're remembering that. So Gray Braden, he is a New York best-time seller and biology researcher. He really explores about consciousness and ancient wisdom and the potential of the human. He teaches about your body is a biological mirror of the cosmos, okay? And this is big, that every organ, every cell in your body reflects the universal design. So the entire universe is encoded in every piece of you. When you change within, your outer reality has to shift. See, they have it the other way around. They think that once we change outside, well, then we're gonna shift, right? But when you visualize success or healing, you're not imagining something fake. You're creating a new timeline. You're collapsing time and creating something new. With every decision that you make, every yes, every no, that creates a new timeline. It's all through vibration and frequency. As we continue to remember who we are and we continue to wake up to that, our cells are remembering, and they're remembering all those lifetimes. But those lifetimes are not linear. It's in your past, present, or future. They were all happening simultaneously. And I didn't understand this concept till I had this moment that it happened to me. So I had just uploaded a video of my own on TikTok. So I had a video that I was watching of this guy that I like to watch. And he said that he had gone to the Monroe Institute. This is like a psychic institute where it helps people to awaken their psychic abilities. And he talked about how he talked to the instructor. Everything was happening all at once, and people were remembering their lives in Atlantis and Lemuria and all these different memories that people were remembering. It was just in a vibration frequency. In that moment, it hit me. There was a memory that I awoken to it, and I started to experience where I was in the fall, where all the civilizations fell, Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt. I remembered it, and I had all this grief hit me, and I remembered being the flood. All this came back to me, but it wasn't like I was something I was thinking about. It was an experience that happened to me. I just went into this whole thing, and my whole body was shaking. I was going back into this memory, and what happened from all of this as it was unwinding was that I remember that AI had come in, and it was like the fall that had happened with the AI, all of the times where we misused the artificial intelligence. And we're going to have to make a decision where are we going to use it to self-destruct on the planet? Are we going to use it to awaken? With Atlantis and Lemuria, they built grids and used it to help awaken the people and used it through light. It was all about awakening till the fall. A lot of us are awakening at this timeline right now because it's the exact timing where AI is coming back online, and we're going to have to make a decision. 95% of our thoughts are unconscious. We're running on unconscious programs. Same thought I thought today as the day before that, day before that, day before that. And what happens is we're indoctrinated into these systems. The school, the media, the religion, traumas, all used to disconnect us from our divine self, so we don't remember who we are. And the Matrix wasn't just a movie. It showed us that there is actually a control grid that feeds off your unconscious energy. So when you're driving and you don't even remember, you just arrived at your destination, that's when you're unconscious. So we have to wake up to be more conscious, because Matrix creates mental slavery, and we have to learn to break free from it by mastering our thought, our emotions, and that changes our frequency. Right now on the planet, there's a lot of things happening, and it isn't about picking a side. It's seeing that we're running a pattern, one that repeats itself over and over again, and it's the code that the world keeps running on. Create the chaos, offer the control to the people, rewrite the rules, and consolidate the power, and then just repeat that process. The war isn't just bombs, it's a ritual that binds attention, that hijacks our emotions and says you must be in fear, you must choose to obey. And it's old systems, it's loud, and it works unless you are conscious and you start waking up to be realizing that you're a sovereign being, which means you're fully in control of what is happening within your mind, your body, and your soul. And you have to take your power back from what is happening on the outside world and start controlling inside of here, because that's how they have your power. Anytime you're reacting to the external world, you become victim to it. So it's taken your power, and you have to remember, call back your power. Most of the people in charge are so afraid of us waking up. That's why all the toxins are on the planet. So many ways to keep us numb, because the real agenda is to keep you disconnected from your own self, because a soul awake, aligned, and fully resonant and coherent is a threat to the system, to the power structure, because we're not going to obey. We're not going to buy into the fake wars, and we don't need to be told what to do, because when truth happens, it vibrates in every cell of your body, and we know the truth vibrationally. And when enough of us live like that, the whole grid will start to collapse. So I want you to ask yourself right now, who is running your program right now? Are you running it? Are you the creator, or is someone else? And just connect in with yourself right now. Just ask, just breathe. I want you to just come back right now. I want you to call back in your power. Just say, I call back my power from all the places, people, and things that I gave them to. Calling back all your energy in this dimension and all dimensions. I say this on a regular basis every single day, because so many ways that they're taking our power, that we're giving away our power, right? And so I also say, you can repeat after me, I remove anything that doesn't belong to me in this dimension and in all dimensions. That's part of my power. You don't just exist in this dimension. Quantum physics shows us that all versions of you exist right here, right now. I'm not making this up, guys. This is quantum physics. You can look this up. You are moving through time, but it's not linear time. You're just choosing different vibrations and frequency. So in order to align with your highest vibration and your highest frequency, you have to be in control of the thoughts, the emotions, and the beliefs. And as you start canceling negative thoughts, judgmental thoughts, things that aren't aligned with the old, outdated you, and you do it right here in the present moment, as that inner world starts to change, the external world is going to mirror it. And you are here to remember, awaken, and create. Your life is not random. You came here to remember who you are and to help others to do the same through your energy, your voice, and your presence. And the kingdom of heaven is within. And once you start to unlock it, you can unlock the codes to the cosmos, the galaxies. One of the biggest things is that they've sold the lie on is that heaven is when we pass. But I've done hundreds of readings at this point in time, connecting with people that have passed. And what they're telling me is it's just another level of consciousness, heaven, and that we could reach heaven right here, right now, or we could be in hell. And I've been there, so I know all about that. And any of us that are on the awakening path, it's not all love and light, right? We've had to go through that hell, that dark space in order to awaken to the light. There is no savior coming. You're the one that you've been waiting for. You're the frequency, and your higher self and your soul is connected to your future timelines. It's already connected and it's guiding you. So if you take the time to meditate, you take the time to connect in and reconnect with yourself, you are going to be guided, and it's going to look like this. Maybe a vision, maybe something you hear, maybe a book falling off a shelf, maybe someone that talks to you, that says something to you that wakes you up, like this video. Maybe it's something that you just feel or know. But this is all part of the awakening, and you can follow it more if you're following joy. That's how you know if you're aligned. If you're not experiencing joy in your life right now, you've got to bring it into your life. And nothing that happens to you is going to bring you joy, right? It could bring you temporary joy, but it's not sustainable. You have to choose that joy right here, right now. And as you start to change your frequency and vibration that you're emitting, that outer world is going to reflect that. Now, there's a little bit of a lag between putting in those new programs, joy, love, ecstasy, and then what we're actually living. But I promise you, if you hold those positive emotions, those things that you want to experience on a day-to-day basis, your world will shift. You're not here to hustle or to be fixed. You're here to remember your power. And the moment you claim that, reality will bend. What part of you is waking up right now? Let me know in the comments what's the truth that's deep in your soul of who you really are. Share it with us, because someone in the comments needs to hear this today. See you on the other side.